How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back with yet another review. Today we're going to be doing a Belgian quad. Well, Belgian style quad because it's not from Belgium. It's actually from a brewery that is about a 5-minute drive away from my house, and that brewery is called Breaker Brewing. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there have breweries that are close to your area, and there's usually two ways that smaller breweries, which this is, smaller breweries go about brewing. Or as far as I see, they usually go about brewing. One, they make really good beer, or what I would deem as really good beer, experimental beer. Bigger beers, and kind of branch out to the point where they get big enough to where they open a brew pub and, you know what I mean, do stuff like that and come from the angle of experimental bigger beers. And then there's breweries that open that make smaller beers, like your ales and your lagers and, you know what I mean, like regular IPAs, just to kind of get their financials in check. And once they actually start making I guess decent coin on that end of it, then they start to branch out with bigger stuff. Obviously, I would like the former, not the latter, and that is what this is. Breaker Brewing tends to make bigger beers, more experimental beers, more interesting beers in our area. The problem is I haven't had much from the brewery because my hours where I work in my day job. I work from typically noon till 8, and they opened a brew pub about a year ago, and it's open pretty much when I work. I'm off Sundays and Mondays. They're closed Sundays and Mondays, so I rarely get anything from them because they don't really bottle a lot of beers. The only thing I've had from them was, I forget what it was. It was something out of a growler that a friend brought home. And the other one was this beer here, but I haven't had it for 2 years. And like I said, it is a Belgian-style quad. It's their Christmas ale called Belsnickler ale. So, while it is a brewery that I go out of my way to support verbally and tell people to go and check out, I don't actually have a lot of experience with them, other than a couple beers I've had and the fact that people I know who like good beer have spoken really nice things about them. So anyway, like I said, Breaker Brewing Company, Belsnickler ale, Belgian style quad, as far as what it says in the bottle. Belsnickler ale, Breaker Brewing Company, brewed and bottled by Breaker Brewing Company, Wilkesburg Township, Pennsylvania. That's where I live. Government warning stuff on this side, and a little bit of a story going on. So it says, 2014, the Belsnickler was a 19th century Pennsylvania Dutch sinister Santa with variations of the legend stemming from Europe. Traveling from house to house, the Belsnickler waved switches in the air announcing his presence. He left treats for good little girls and boys, while naughty children found themselves at the end of his whip. Breaker Brewing Company presents this winter warmer that is sure to take the chill out of the air and the chaos out of the holiday season. Hopefully you've been good, and the Belsnickler is leaving you this beer. Cheers, Chris Mark, Breaker Brewing Company. And that's pretty much it. It says, 9% alcohol. It says here, winter warmer. From what I remember, it was more of like a quad, and I've heard it explained as a quad, so 6 one, half dozen the other. Actually, they're very, very different styles, but anyway. Label's cool, man. I dig it. It's got I guess the Belsnickler on there. It's like an old school kind of Santa thing. It's very old and kind of parchment paper, wanted poster-ish kind of looking. And if you've watched any of our other reviews, ghetto cap. Love ghetto caps. Something about it just does it for me. Gold ghetto cap, too. You know it's going to be good when that's involved. So let's see what we got going on here. Really excited to give this a whirl. Like I said, I had this a couple years ago. I think I had it 2 years ago, but I think that bottle was over a year old. So I remember liking it, but it was also, 2 years ago with a bit of age on it. So totally different beer at that time. Head-wise, decent head on it. Just off-white color, decently creamy top. Color-wise, there's a decent amount of carbonation going on there. Definitely looks like a winter warmer more than a quad, but it has this just ever so slightest kind of gravity murkiness to it. It's not dense by any means, but it's not uber clear either. So kind of interesting, Definitely looks effervescent. A lot of carbonation going on in there. So, and it's very, very fresh. It says on here, bottled November 14 or November 2014. This is November 2014, so it's probably just hit the shelves. So I'm gonna take that into account. So yeah, let's see what the nose has to offer. Yeah, it smells like a Belgian double-ish quadish. Has a nice kind of breadiness to it. A little bit of dark fruits going on, and a nice malty sweetness. But it does have like a spiciness to it, like a kind of Christmas spice, or winter warmer, Christmas special beer spiciness to it. Yeah, it smells quite nice. Sweet, inviting, spicy. All around pretty nice nose. Well, let's dive right in. Cheers. Oh, that's spicy. That's a spicy beer, but it's not overly spicy by any means whatsoever. It's just that typical, clove, Christmas spice, allspice that you would typically expect with a Christmas holiday branded beer. A nice sweetness to it, but not overly sweet. Don't get too much of that Belgian cloudiness that, like I spoke of. It's definitely towing the line somewhere between a winter warmer and a Belgian style quad. The mouth feels nice. Probably a little bit on the thinner side, but still pretty decent. It's a really nice beer. It doesn't taste uber fresh, which I'm a fan of. The only thing is that spice, and that could be it being that fresh. That spice is just the most prominent thing there. It's just, I don't want to say unbalanced, but it's very forward on it. So hopefully with time, more than a couple days, maybe a month or two, kind of settles in there and just a slightly bit better balance to it. But a really nice offering from a local brewery. I definitely lean towards winter warmer style as opposed to a Belgian quad. So, rating wise, I'm going to give it like an 85. It's a very, very, very nice beer. Just wish it was just a little bit better balance with that spiciness, and just brought a little bit more to it as far as like mouthfeel and a little bit more flavors. Not so much dialing back the spiciness, but just jacking up those other flavors in it just a little bit more to kind of just make it pop. But yeah, it's a nice beer. So I give it a 85 overall. And the value availability. I mean, availability in my area, you can get it, but they're, like I said, they don't even really bottle anything. I think I've seen maybe 2 bottles from them over the past couple years. So, I mean, availability is in-house. I'm going to give it not an A on that one, or even a 1. Unless you live in this area, then availability is probably like a 9, In value, I think I paid, I know I paid $8 for this. So $8 for a bomber of a really nice winter warmer, 9%, to me, that's a pretty good deal. So, excuse me, so I'm going to give it like an 8 on a value scale. Yeah, really nice beer overall. I mean, for a brewery that doesn't really bottle much and does stuff on a smaller scale, to bring something like this to the table, I'm a fan of. And as I've said with previous reviews, especially when touching on like local breweries, stuff that's close, you want a brewery right in your backyard that makes good beer. And Breaker Brewing Company, definitely on the right track when it comes to doing stuff like that. So kudos to those guys. Another review in the books. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't, or somewhere in between, please leave comments in the comment section below. This, like I said, is super local. Doesn't get crazy distribution. These are the beers that we typically want to review. Problem is, you have to live in those places in order to find that beer, in order to find a beer that doesn't get crazy distribution. So if any of you out there know of small breweries that make great products, that you wish got reviewed, or you want to see get a little bit more publicity or get something in there, please let us know, because we're always on the hunt for newer beers. And yeah. Other than that, if you want to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Massive Beers at all three of those places. Way more active on Instagram, so if you're going to check us out anywhere, check us out there. And another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you enjoyed a really nice beer like this one. And hopefully you see you next time. Cheers.